Welcome to this week's Bushel Up. We're coming to you inside. I promise we did try outside. We had a lot of wind in the background. This will make 3 Tuesdays in a row where we've had a howling north wind and trying to go with these outside and get the mic to work. We haven't had much luck. So coming to you inside. But this morning what we wanted to talk about is what's that ideal planting window. The calendar's flipped to April. I know a lot of you are, some of you are itching to go, some of you typically are a little more patient, maybe don't have as many acres, so you're going to sit back and wait. But right now, that's kind of what we're up against. When do we plant? Kind of the rule of thumb is we want to see soil temperatures in that 50-degree range. That's when we get our best germination. We want to see warming trends so that we pull that seed out of the ground. We don't all of a sudden turn cold and create those temperature inversions in the soil, which mess with emergence. So really where we start is get yourself, understand what your soil temperature is. This is a big deal because even though we put out a report, we use the Nebraska Mesonet network, pull public data that's consistent, same type of weather station, same depth. We want to make sure we provide consistent results, but field conditions are going to vary. Tillage practices, no-till tillage, bean ground versus corn ground, cover crops, all those things will impact along with your soil type. Are you sand? Sand will warm and cool a lot faster than a heavier soil, a clay. And so understand that. To do that, I always recommend you have a temperature probe with you, just a simple meat thermometer. There are a couple do's and don'ts. This is my wife's. This is out of the kitchen drawer. Do not use that. Get that back in the kitchen drawer. That way if you lose it, it doesn't lead to an argument later on. This is a cheap one from Walmart or your local hardware store, Dollar General, anywhere where you can go find a meat thermometer. Use that, please. Don't get yourself in trouble at home. Saves a lot of heartache later on. I've lost 2 in my career, and it's very embarrassing when I ask for the meat thermometer when I'm grilling, and I'm the one that lost it. So get that good temperature. We want a 4-inch sample. Get that 4 inches. There's a lot of fluctuation that happens between 2 and 4 inches. We want to get that 4-inch depth. That's what we look at. Understand what that depth is. Kind of have we warmed deep. This morning we were at 37.5 degrees. Nowhere close to even thinking about going, especially with the forecast ahead. In 10 days we're looking at maybe 50 GDUs of accumulation. We only got 1 day in the 70s. A lot of cool nights. So understand your forecast. We do put a report out. If you want to get on the list, reach out to your sales rep. And we can add you to the list. We send those out every morning, just more as an informational tool. We know the weatherman isn't always right. We're in Nebraska, we get these wild swings, and that's a big factor. But if you do have to start planting, you know, and conditions are less than ideal, we pick soybeans first, or the Dryland acre. With corn, I understand everybody's got a certain amount of acres and a window they're shooting for, but be willing to adjust that. I tell everybody rest easy. Some of the highest yields we've seen come in that May 1st week type window. That's what we saw last year. A couple years ago we had a nice window early April, and that was some of our better yields. It's going to fluctuate. Every year is different. We know that. Be patient. If you got to get going, you know, go slow if the conditions aren't right. When they do turn right and we have that great window, 120 GDUs in 7 to 10 days, put the hammer down. That's when we want to be ready to roll. Got any questions, please reach out to us. We'd be glad to help and advise you on what we're seeing, what we're doing at Owners Acres. We'd like to get started, but we're having to sit and wait just like the rest of you for conditions to be right. So with that, everybody stay safe, and we'll see you next week.